work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was over
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hartford Ball Club, they enter this game with a 20-9 overall record. They are 1-0 at this level of tournament. And leading off, the shortstop, number 3, Danny Croft. That is second. The third baseman, number 10, Drew Hungerberg. That is third. First baseman, number 9, Joe Silvio. That is fourth. Second baseman, number 6, Luke Klopp. That is fifth. Left fielder, number 2, Dan Fitzsimmons. That is sixth. Center fielder, number 5, Max Maine. That is seventh. And catching for West Hartford, number 44, Sean Langdon. That is eighth. The designated hitter, number 8, Brian Windsor. And that ninth, left fielder, number 1, Patrick Barron. Pitching for West Hartford, number 7, Mike Matthews. Introducing manager Jim Hungerford and the remaining players and coaches for West Hartford. And now let's meet South Windsor. They enter this game with a 20-6 overall record. They also are 1-0 at this level of the state tournament. Leading off, center fielder number 1, Ben Custer. Batting second, shortstop number 12, Hunter Escalini. Batting third, second baseman number 10, Tommy Singer. Batting fourth, left fielder number 6, Brendan Mayhew. Batting fifth, third baseman number 22, Tyler Starr. Batting sixth, first baseman number 7, Mickey Howell. Batting seventh and catching for South Windsor, number 16, Ben Black. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 20, Jason Ray. And batting ninth, right fielder, number 5, Joe Cepitelli. Pitching for South Windsor, number 32, Robert Julia. Introducing manager Greg Zimmerman and the remaining players and coaches for South Windsor. Ladies and gentlemen, your umpires for today's game. On the bases at third, Mr. Bill Haslin. At first base, Mr. Dave Hinges. And behind the plate, Mr. Jeff Burrow. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you rise and join with us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, it's time for American Legion Baseball again here on SportingNewsCT.com, and this super regional tournament winners bracket game between 20-9 West Hartford and 20-6 South Windsor. West Hartford finished second in Zone 7 behind RCP with a 16-8 regular season record. They then beat Niantic 2-1 in the regionals and RCP in the regionals 2-1. Then they lost 3-2 and won 4-1. Yesterday, they defeated Avon by the score of 7-2 behind the pitching of Luke Fox and the hitting of Luke Fox, Joe Celio, Max Main, and Sean Langen. South Windsor finished their regular season in Zone 8 at 15-6. They were in second place behind Tallinn in the sectionals. They beat New Britain by a whopping score of 14-0. Then they won 2 out of 3 in the regionals against the zone winner Willimantic, losing 3-2, then winning 12-4 and 3-2. Yesterday, behind the stellar pitching of Tyler Serra and the hitting of Brandon Mabey and Tyler Serra, they defeated Waterford by the score of 4-0. Well, earlier here at Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut, Avon defeated Waterford by the score of 6-1, nearly had a no-hitter by Connor Harris of Waterford and gave up a one-hitter in that 6-1 game. The only one run that Waterford got was without the benefit of a hit in the first inning. So 2 teams have been eliminated from the Super Regional tournaments. This is the North Sectional. And in this North section, Waterford has been eliminated. Sorry about that. And over in the South Sectional, Greenwich, the winners of Zone 4, I believe, were eliminated as well. The only zone champions playing left in the tournament are Avon, which is still alive in this tournament, as their 6-1 victory over Waterford earlier today, and Cheshire, who's in the winner's bracket game this afternoon over at Bill Pomfret Stadium in Middletown, Connecticut, when they play Stamford in that game. Well, we're ready to go now, leading it off for West Hartford. They will be the visitors. They will be in their camouflage shirts. There's tan camouflage, and the first pitch is swung at, fouled up in the air, and it's coming down, out of play in the second dugout area here on the third base side. So leading it off here for West Hartford's Danny Roth. He's followed by Drew Hungerford. Joe Celio bats third. Luke Fox, yesterday's pitcher, will be in the cleanup spot. Danny Fitzsimmons bats fifth. Max Main sixth. Sean Langen seventh. Brian Ranker eighth. He'll be the designated hitter. And there's another foul ball. That one caught in the netting above us as it comes down into the stands. Patrick Barron, the right fielder for West Hartford, will bat ninth. On the mound for West Hartford today will be Mike Matthews. On the mound right now, big right-hander for South Windsor. He throws another pitch and is fouled off by Danny Roth, is Robert Williams. Behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes, is Ben Rapp. Down there at first is Mickey Howe. Tommy Sand is at second base. At shortstop's Hunter Pasqualini. As that one's blooped down the right field line, and it's going to be a tough one. Chasing it. The second baseman couldn't get it, and they're going to say it's foul. So the count remains at 0-2. As we said, Hunter Pasqualini's the shortstop for South Windsor. Tyler Serra playing third base. Out in left field, Brendan Mabey. Covering a lot of ground out there in this big ballpark in center field is Benny Custer, and Joe Cepatelli is out there in right field. As we said, big ballpark here at Bristol. The sky is still somewhat cloudy. It's been that way all day today. The sun has been out, poking out here and there. As you can see, some shadows of some players. And there's ball one. So it's 1-2 to the leadoff hitter, Danny Roth, here in his winner's bracket game. Loser of this game will play Avon tomorrow night here at Muzzy Field. There's a high fastball, so it's 2-2. 339 down the left field line, 326 down the right field line. And here's the pitch, and it's ball one out there in left field. Left center, that's 358, and it moves its way all the way out to 402. So it's a pretty big ballpark. Only one player has hit it out of here, and that is Joe Celia, who plays for West Hartford. There's a pop-up foul towards the first base dugout where West Hartford is. And chasing it is first baseman and catcher, but it bounces on top of the dugout roof. So Roth stays alive. It's 3-2 now. Danny batted .322, second on the team in RBIs with 19. He leads the team in extra base hits and stolen bases and runs scored. He was the 2016 Zone 7 Player of the Year. West Hartford coming in second to RCP, but then defeating them in the regionals. And he's from Hall High School. There's a chopper to the shortstop. And Pasqualini gets it and throws it over to Mickey Howe for the first out of the game. So Williams wins that battle. And stepping up to the plate now is the third baseman for West Hartford. That's Drew Hungerford. He missed 9 games this year with a pulled hamstring muscle. He's a 2017 All-CCC Conference Baseball selection and an All-CCC Academic Team selection as well. First pitch is outside, ball 1. He also pitches, and he's a starter on the 2017 Northwest Catholic Hockey Team. And there's a strike, so it's 1-1. And he was a 2017 honorable mention all-zone selection. And bats .324. There's a slicing ball foul, whacks off the facade of the roof down the first baseline and bounces all the way to the first base coach. And here's the 1-2. Curveball just misses inside. You saw the home plate umpire. That's Jeff Earl. Sort of ready to come up and pump him out and change his mind. Dave Bindis down there at first base. Bill Halflin down the third baseline right now. And here's the wind-up in the pitch. And there's one. Looks almost like a broken bat as it goes over to second baseman's head. And it's going to go into that no-man's land between the center fielder, right fielder, and second baseman. And that's going to be a bloop single for Drew Hungerford. So West Hartford has their first base runner. Joe Celia comes up. He hit a ball that was way out there over that 330 sign out there in right field, where there's actually a sign out there that says Babe Ruth with his number and AM Fitness. So somewhere between there is where he hit it out yesterday. And the first pitch is a fastball inside. Joe Celio batted .300 this season. He leads the team in RBIs with 28. And he also had a home run during the regular season. He had 3, rather. The team had 3. He had 1 of them. Slide step pitch is low for a ball, so it's 2-0. Celio, an all-CCC Conference Baseball selection out of Conard High School in West Hartford. And there's the strike, so it's 2-1. In round 2 of the state playoffs, he drove in the winning run against Niantic. And he's going to attend Trinity College and try to walk on the baseball team. Wish him well. There's the strike. So it's 2-2 now. Hard fastball on the outside part of the plate. He was a 2017 Zone 7 all-zone first baseman. Joe Celio, quite a player for this West Hartford team. Not a very big lead at first base by Hungerford. And there's a foul ball left side. And it goes down somewhere near the concourse here in this beautiful ballpark. A bunch of renovations here a couple years ago. They redid the outer part of the ballpark. They picked up an extra parking lot in back of the stadium. They've put on a total roof around the first base side. And there's a line drive into right center. That one's golfed, but it's caught by the center fielder. Ben Custer had to run it down, but he makes the play. I scored that one more an L8 than an F8. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the first. Brings up Luke Fox. Luke's got the most hits so far for this team. He had 3 in their game the other day. Also a pitcher. He was the winning pitcher in their prior game. The Northwest Catholic product was an all-state player. And I think they're in Class M this year. Fastball up and in to Luke is a ball. And in Game 1 against RCP, he had the perfectly executed suicide squeeze for the winning RBI. Dethrone the defending state champions. There's another fly ball to center field. Custer circles around and makes the one-handed catch, and the side is retired. So for West Hartford in the top of the first inning, they come up empty, no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and they leave 1 runner on base. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. South Windsor coming to bat.
The American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas,
Welcome back to Muzzy Field as starting pitcher Mike Matthews warming up for West Hartford. Well, leading it off for South Windsor will be Ben Custer, the center fielder. Hunter Pasqualini, the shortstop, will bat second. Tommy Sand, the second baseman, bats third. Brendan Mabey, the left fielder, will bat fourth. Tyler Serra, the third baseman, bats fifth. Mickey Howe, the first baseman, bats sixth. Ben Rapp, the catcher, will bat seventh. Jason Ray, the designated hitter, will bat eighth. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Joe Cepatelli. Well, the other game broadcast here live on SportingNewsCT.com is over at Bill Pomfret Stadium in Palmer Field in Middletown, where Stanford takes on Cheshire. And Stanford had defeated Greenwich, and Cheshire won their game yesterday 1-0 over Trumbull, so those two meet right now. They're in the top of the first with 2 outs and runners on first and second. So Mike Matthews finishes his warm-ups. He's throwing to Sean Langan, the catcher. Joe Celio down at first base. Luke Fox down at second. Danny Roth at shortstop. At third base, Drew Hungerford. Danny Fitzsimmons is out there in left field. Out in center is Max Main. And out in right field is Patrick Barron. Home plate umpire, as I said before, Jeff Earl. Dave Bindus down at first. Bill Havlin at third base as Jeff Earl wipes off home plate. And as the baseballs come back in. So Custer will step in now. South Windsor in their victory over Waterford 4-0 yesterday. They got a total of 8 hits. Custer was 0 for 4 in that game. So he'll try to get his first hit of the tournament right now. First pitch is a fastball. He swings at it, and it's fouled down towards the picnic area at first baseline, and it's out of play over the fence right before that area. So it's 0-1 now to Ben. Matthews looks in for the sign, and the wind-up in the pitch. There's a pop-up in the infield. High sky ball, rather, into shallow left center. And the left fielder comes over, and he barely makes the shoestring catch there. It looked like everybody was looking around to say who's going to get it, and it ends up being the left fielder. There's 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Hunter Pasqualini, the shortstop, steps in. He was 1 for 3 with a 1 run scored yesterday. South Windsor team coached by Craig Zimmerman. And there's a chopper down to the shortstop, Roth. Roth takes it, long throw to first, and it's in time. So Pasqualini is erased on 1 pitch, and that brings up Tommy Sand, the second baseman. As you said, Craig Zimmerman, the former director of baseball in American Legion in Connecticut. The new one is Dave Greenleaf, who's also the official scorer here today. And you just heard the voice of public address announcer Paul LaFleur. The site director for today's game is Chuck Berry, who's down there near the third base dugout right now. There's a ball down low to the left-handed hitting Tommy Sand. Also coaching with South Windsor is Ryan Anderson. He's the pitching coach. Doug Lovey is the assistant, along with Rich Mabey. John Sand and Mark Smith is the program instructor. And there's a strike, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tommy Sand. And going from the windup, which looks almost like a stretch, and there's another foul ball left side. Talked about that a little bit in the first game, pitching in the high school. You can't start with your front left foot in front of the pitching plate. You can only have the feet even or behind the pitching plate when you start your windup. Your stretch is different. There's a ground ball to second baseman, and Luke Fox gets it in the sure hand. The second baseman snaps it over to first base quickly for a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll be back at the top of the second inning after these important messages. Stay tuned for more American Legion Super Regional Baseball action here on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, the schedule for this upcoming week in this Super Regional Tournament is as follows. The team that loses in this game will play Avon on Monday night at 6:30. The team that wins this game will have a day off and play the winner of the Monday night game. And the Monday night game will be between Avon and the loser of this game, and then whoever wins this game will play on Tuesdays against the winner of that game. And the first pitch now to Danny Fitzsimmons is in there for strike one. Simmons going to be a senior next year at Northwest Catholic High School, batting .266 on the season. And he takes a ball in the dirt, so it's 1-1. Not a bad crowd here today for this game, this winner's bracket game. There's a lot of people in the third base stands. And they do not have any chance of getting sun on there. And it's 2-1 now to Fitzsimmons. And it's 3-1 as that one goes about 58 feet and bounces to the backstop. Danny, basically a utility player for this team, plays the outfield and second base and basically any position on the field, according to his head coach. Leads the team in sacrifice bunts. And he's third on the team in stolen bases, so he hopes to get on. There's a line drive base hit, and he will get on. As Fitzsimmons leads it off here in the top of the second inning with a base hit. And now let's see if he runs. And up comes Max Main, the center fielder. Max is going to be a senior next year at Conard High School. And he's started and played every game this year. Hasn't missed a single one. Hasn't missed a single inning. He's batting .237. And he made a great catch in one of their games against RCP. There's a bunt attempt, and it's fouled over the head of the catcher. Goes to the backstop, strike one. So as we saw in game one, a lot of teams trying to get that early lead. It did not work for Avon. They scored an early single run in their game, but lost 6-1. Here, West Hartford tries the bunt game here after a leadoff single in the top of the second inning. Williams comes set. Now he throws over to first, step and a dive, and Fitzsimmons is back. And Max is also a two-sport athlete at Conard. He also is the starting running back on their football team. He squares, and he misses this one, but it gets by the catcher. We're going to say it's a foul ball again. So the runner will return to first base, and it'll be 2 strikes on Fitzsimmons. on Max Main. Williams with the baseball behind him now checks the runner, Fitzsimmons, at first base, and now slide steps and deals a pitch inside for a ball. So it's 1-2. I was trying to get my mentor, Don Boyle, to log on to my site and see if he can adjust the camera thing here to make it brighter. I'm not versed in that kind of thing. And we have a view here with a GoPro camera, and there's the runner goes, and there's a pop-up foul out of play, so it looks like it was a run and hit. There were 2 strikes on the batter, so he was allowed to swing, obviously. And we'll do it all again. Is returning to first base is Danny Fitzsimmons. As Max Main now steps up, crouches down over home plate again, facing Williams. And Williams with another slide step. That looks like a pitch out that time, seeing if he ran, but it's not. He didn't go, so it's 2-2. So they gave up the ball there to see if Fitzsimmons was running, and he wasn't. As now the count evens. And slide step, runner doesn't go. Curveball, chopped down to third baseman. This could be 2. Long throw to second for 1. Back to first. Nice throw, but not in time. So the most they're going to get there is the fielder's choice, 6-4. And so Main's down at first, and Fitzsimmons is erased. But Max Main also is second on the team in stolen bases, so look for him to run. As the catcher, Sean Langan, steps in. Langan caught this year at Salisbury School. He also plays football. And he's considered the best bunter on the team, and he shows it there and takes ball 1. And in their 15-inning matchup with RCP on Wednesday, he caught all 15 innings of those games. And the slide steps, the runner goes. Here's a swing and a miss, and it said it's tipped, saying it was a foul ball, so the runner will have to return, or no? No, they're not. They're saying, well, I don't know. The home plate umpire looks like he's walking out for a minute. Looks like he's calling it a foul ball, but I guess not. The runner remains on second base, so that's a stolen base. Stolen base for Max Main. Just say the ball came out of the catcher's glove, but it did not get foul tip. So the runner is on second base now, and Sean Langan with a 1-1 count. The catcher sets up outside. Here's the delivery, and that's a strike. Good pitch that time by Williams. Threw it right where the glove was put. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, chopped down at third baseman. Takes it deep. Backhands, it'll have no play. And see if they call that an infield single or an error. They're going to score that one an infield single. And now the runner, Max Main, took off for third on that when third baseman Sarah had a little bit of trouble trying to stop it. So that's the third hit of the game for West Hartford. They have now runners at first and third with 1 out. Up comes Brian Ranker. So the third baseman comes up to try to defend this possible squeeze, and there's a runner on first with a short lead. That's going to be Langan. He does try to bunt, but it's not a squeeze bunt. Runner on third base, which is Max Main, did not go. So it might have been a safety squeeze. So Ranker fouls off the bunt attempt, and it's 0-1. First baseman Mickey Howe holding the runner on. The middle infielders Sand and Pasqualini at double play depth as Williams comes set. And he throws to first, almost throws it away. Lucky he's got a tall first baseman in Mickey Howe. You know, we go by American professional baseball rules, and the runner goes, and here's the throw. It's going to be cut off by the shortstop. So Langan has a stolen base. As they were trying to bait the runner on third, Main, to see if he would take off for home. So runners are on second and third now. It changes the defensive alignment as South Windsor comes up to all the players are on the edge of the grass in the infield. And Williams going from the windup now, and he throws a pitch outside. So it's 2-1 to Brian Ranker. So now Williams going from the windup with his glove right around his chin height. Now there's a pitch. That one hits the dirt, and it's backhanded by the catcher Rapp. So it's 3-1 now to Ranker. Patrick Barron, the right fielder, is on deck. all wooden bats in Connecticut American Legion play, although you can have a BB Corps certified wooden composite bat. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It gets away a little bit from Rapp, rather. But it's blocked by Rapp, and the runner doesn't score. So there's a walk. And now the bases are loaded for Patrick Barron. His time's going to be called, and out goes the South Windsor pitching coach to talk to his pitcher. That would be Ryan Anderson. He's out there to talk to Williams. So the bases are loaded with one out. Williams is one good pitch away from ending the inning, depending upon where it is. And now South Windsor is going to have somebody start warming up down the left field line. They know the importance of winning this game, as there's, see, number 20 ran down there for South Windsor. And number 20 is Jason Ray. So he's going down there to warm up. And there's two other players going down there as well. The lefty, Patrick Barron, steps in. He's going to Endicott College to play baseball. The wind-up in the pitch. There's a bunt. It's a squeeze. And here, do they go to force home? They can't. There's nobody. The first. Then they throw it late. And the runner is safe at first. So he who hesitates is lost. Tyler Serra hesitated. They're going to call that an infield single. And West Hartford takes a 1-0 lead as the bases remain loaded on that bunt attempt. So Patrick Barron lays down a beauty. Looked like the infielder, Serra, wanted to go home, but he knew he couldn't do it, and then hesitated to throw to first, didn't think anybody was there, so he pump faked that one. And by the time he did throw it, it just wasn't in time to get the speedy Patrick Barron. So the bases end up still loaded with one out and one run across. Three infield hits. There's another chopper down the third baseline, foul. That one bounded way up there, but foul. This is only a 7-inning game, as the Super Regionals are 7 innings. Last year, I believe there were 9. Williams now in a bit of a jam, and he deals fastball. That one slapped foul out of play onto Muzzy Street. And it gets caught by the netting up there, I guess. So it is 0-2 now to the leadoff hitter, Danny Roth. And here's the pitch. There one chopped foul down the third baseline. Gets away from the third baseman. One run will score, and everybody's safe. They're calling that one an infield single. 5th hit of the day for West Hartford. So Langen scores, and it's 2-0 in favor of West Hartford. And the bases remain loaded with Ranker at third and Barron at second, and now Danny Roth at first. And up comes Drew Hungerford, who got a bloop single his first time up. So it's 2-0 in favor of West Hartford now. And here's the windup in the pitch. Curve is up high for a ball. And here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. It's 1-1 to Hungerford. Time is called. And they're complaining about something. I don't know. I guess maybe it's the number of people down in the bullpen, or is there a baseball line in somewhere? Yeah, it looks like there was a baseball just hanging out there on the other side of the fence near the South Windsor dugout. And a wind up in the pitch, and he tempted him, but he didn't go after it, did Hungerford. So Hungerford is facing a 2-1 count now. And there's a bloop, and it's going to be over the head of the shortstop. And one run is going to score, and will they get a force at third? And no, they do not. So the second bloop single in a row for Drew Hungerford, and he gets an RBI this time. As it scores Ranker, and the score is 3-0. And that's going to bring out the pitching coach, and I think that's going to be all for the starter, Robert Williams, is just 2 visits to the mound in the same inning, and you're done. Well, we'll be right back to let you know who that new pitcher is after this.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, the new pitcher for South Windsor is going to be Jason Ray. And they lose the DH as Ray enters the game for himself. The infielders will all come up on the edge. They're going for the force out at home plate. Joe Celio, the big dangerous first baseman, big hitter, wrapped it out of here. Would love to get a grand slam here today. As he's got 1 out, and he faces Jason Ray for the first time. First pitch is in there for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. South Windsor in deep trouble here as they trail 3-0 here, and the bases remain loaded with 1 out. And Ray winds up, kicks high, and deals way outside, so it's 1-1. This inning so far, Fitzsimmons led it off with a single. There was a fielder's choice. And then there was an infield single, a walk, two infield singles in a row, and a bloop base hit. So not that they've hit the ball all that hard, but they've been able to get it in the right spot or bloop it in the outfield, and just like that, the West Hartforders up ahead 3-0. And the wind up in the pitch. Outside again, it's 3-1. Nowhere to put Joe Celio. And the pitch. Ball 4. Run scores. So Celio walks. That scores Barron. It's now 4-0. The bases remain loaded. And this one has a potential to really begin a blowout should there be a big hit in this inning. And Luke Fox, who got 3 hits yesterday, here's his first pitch. He squares, and he's a suicide squeeze, and he fouls it off. So they're not going for the big inning. They're trying to get him one at a time here as they try a suicide squeeze with the bases loaded. Second one they attempted here today in this inning. So 0-1 now as the wind-up in the pitch. Upstairs, 1-1, that time Ray trying to throw one up, see if Fox would bunt it up in the air. Celio on first, Hungerford on second. There's the ball upstairs. Roth on third. In any event, they keep the pressure on Jason Ray. And the 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs. It's 3-1. So Ray's in danger now as Tyler Serra, the third baseman, comes over to talk to him. In danger of walking 2 batters in a row. There's no further activity in the South Windsor bullpen. And the wind-up in the pitch. That's ball 4. That one he was ready to call a strike, and it looked like he just changed his mind. So Luke Fox gets an RBI with that walk, scoring Danny Roth, and it's 5-0. So you got Hungerford now on third, Celio on second, and Fox on third, and Fitzsimmons comes up for the second time, and out walks the pitching coach to talk to Jason Ray. You just can't give these free passes. That's second walk in a row for Ray. Williams had one. 5 runs up on the scoreboard now. As you can see, the body language of the pitching coach basically saying that what good does it do us with a walk? We can't defend it. As the score is now 5-0. 5 runs on 6 hits. 5 of them in this inning. Most of them bloops and bunt singles. As Fitzsimmons comes up for the second time. See if they bunt him again, maybe. He did get a single, though, his first time up. And here's the pitch. It's popped up, and that's going to be out of play. As Fitzsimmons swings at the first pitch after 2 walks in a row. And the bases are loaded here. Still in the second inning. The wind up in the pitch. And there's the strike, so it's 0-2. And there's a foul ball. And up in comes the first baseman, Mickey Howe, to talk to Jason Ray. Over there at Bill Pomfret Stadium, the score remains scoreless between Stanford and Cheshire. They're in the top of the third inning. Stanford, the visiting team. This one, the foul tip must have hurt the catcher Rapp. His time is called. And Rapp now walking it off. It takes to tell you got to be a tough kid to play catcher at this level, at any level, really. You can get beat up back there. As now he's walking around. And let's see if it has the effect of maybe slowing some of this West Hartford momentum down at all. Looks like they're going to give him maybe a pitch to just see how he is. I don't know. And Ray's going to give, Ray gets to take a pitch. And he throws one in there, and that's it. Looks like we're ready to go. So they're going to give him a second pitch. Interesting, they give him 2 pitches, and we're ready to go now. So it's 0-2 to Danny Fitzsimmons, 1 out. Second time up in the inning for Fitzsimmons. He's singled already in this inning. It was erased on a fielder's choice. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that was sliced foul down the right field line into the picnic area down there that they created when they had their renovations. Used to be the bullpen area, then they moved the bullpens onto the playing area. And the pitch, there's a foul ball back to the backstop. The third base side bullpen used to be behind the stands down the left field line. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Down the right field line, they were on the other side of that fence, which is now the picnic area. Now both bullpens are in the playing area down the right and left field line, respectively. Another foul ball. This one's going to be way up and down, right off the roof of a vehicle there on Muzzy Street. Maybe a ding on that car. Don't know who owns that Toyota SUV, but here's the wind-up in the 0-2 again. And there's another foul ball right at that same car. And this one gets caught by a net. Looked like it was going to go right over the top of the roof and hit the same car again. And that one's blocked. Here's the 0-2 pitch now to Danny Fitzsimmons. The wind-up way up and in, it hits him. So a walk, and now a hit batter and a 0-2 pitch. And it's 6-0. As Hungerford scores, Celio goes to third, Fox goes to second, and Fitzsimmons goes to first. So hit by a pitch now makes the score 6-0. And that's going to be all for Jason Ray here in the second inning. Not a very prolific outing. A walk, and a hit batter, and his afternoon is over. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is for South Windsor after this.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, a new pitcher for South Windsor is Joe Cepatelli, the right fielder. Him and Jason Ray, the relief pitcher, just flip-flop positions. 1 ball now on Max Main. Working from the stretch now, Cepatelli. Here's the 1-0, and that one hits the corner, so it's 1-1. Bases remain loaded as 6 runs have come across this inning so far, and there's only 1 out. Reliever Robert Williams was responsible for those. There's a ground ball to short. This could be 2. It is bobbled by the shortstop. When everything goes wrong, everything goes wrong. And it looked like the runner might have had something to do with that as he ran over that ball. So that's an error on the shortstop. Celio scores. Fox to third. Fitzsimmons to second. Main to first. And it's now 7-0. And the bases remain loaded with 1 out. And here's the first pitch. It's in there for strike 1 to Sean Langan, who's an infield single. They sent 11 batters to the plate so far in this inning. 7 big runs this inning. There's the pitch. It is a base hit to the right field. 1 run will score. They're sending the second runner to throw to second. And it's in time, so it looks like we're going to have a force at second. And that might erase the base hit. Call that a fielder's choice. So it becomes a fielder's choice with an RBI. 9-6, I believe, yep. But 2 runs have scored. So Fox scores, and Fitzsimmons scores, and now that makes it 9-0. Swing and a miss by the next batter, Brian Renker. And we end up with 2 outs and a runner on first base. So a 2 RBI fielder's choice, quite unusual there, as that should have been a clear single. But the runner on first had to hang in there. And there's a foul ball into the netting. So it's 9 runs in 1 inning for West Hartford as they now bring their 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th batter in the inning. And here's a wrap, and that's lined out to the second baseman as he catches it to end the damage. But not before West Hartford gets 9 runs on a total of 6 hits. And there was 1 error, and they leave 1 runner on base. At the end of 1.5 innings, the score, West Hartford 9 and South Windsor 0.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Well, for South Windsor, it seems almost like it was yesterday when they got up in the first inning. As that was one long top half of the inning, as West Hartford exploded for 9 runs. It all started off with a single by Dan Fitzsimmons, a fielder's choice, then an infield single, a walk, an infield single, another infield single, a bloop single, a walk, a hit, batter, an error. Wow, it all fell apart for South Windsor. They trail it now 9-0, and we're just in the bottom of the second inning. Brendan Mabee will come up now to see if he can get something going for the South Windsor team. Now the strategy of winning the war, not necessarily the battle, may come into play, as you're going to have to see different strategies on the part of both West Hartford and South Windsor with regard to pitching. As you would think that South Windsor would say to themselves, well, wait a minute. What are our chances of coming back in this game, and should we start preserving pitchers for the game tomorrow? Because they have to win 2 in a row now. They'd have to win Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So they would win the game Monday. If they win the game on Monday in the loser's bracket final, then they'd have to play again on Wednesday against the winner of this team, which could very well be West Hartford the way this game's going. First pitch is a strike now to Brendan Mabee. Although we've got a lot of game left, and I guess we'll see if this. We've been in American Legion games before where they had massive leads like this that have dissipated over 7. Usually it's in 9-inning games. It's a tough road now for South Windsor in this game. And there's a swing and a miss. As that one was a pretty curveball by Mike Matthews, who set South Windsor down in order in the bottom of the first. And the wind-up in the pitch. There's a foul ball off the catcher's mask. Still no score over there. It's the Bill Pomfret Stadium. They're in the top of the 4th. Stanford has a runner on first with nobody out. Matthews now winds and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Mabee. A swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a strikeout, first strikeout of the game for Matthews. Tyler Serra comes up now to third baseman. Serra, the winning pitcher in yesterday's game. So Sarah, or Sarah as you want to pronounce it, the first pitch to him is in there for strike 1. And as we said, the other game going on this afternoon, also a video game, is the game from Bill Pomfret Stadium at Palmer Field in Middletown. There's a curveball. That one's blooped out to right field line. It's foul. So it's 0-2 now to Tyler Serra, the third baseman, as the South Windsor side just totally quieted. And the West Hartford fans are all happy. There's a foul ball. Serra remains alive at 0-2. Coaches for West Hartford, Jim Hungerford's the general manager. Head coach Dave Goodoo, the assistant coach, along with Matt Celio, Billy Wilson, and Imran Ehrlich. And here's the wind in the pitch. Curveball, that's going to be in there, strike 3 called. And that one's too close for Tyler Serra to take. And Mickey House steps up now. So after West Hartford puts up 9 runs in the top of the second, Matthews then does what he wants to do. Strikes 2 out in a row as he's trying to put up a big 0. And there's ball 1. Game was started by Robert Williams. He gave up 6 hits, walked 1. Jason Ray came out. He couldn't get an out in his 3 batters, 2 walks and a hit batter. And then in came Joe Ceratelli, or Cepatelli, rather. There's strike 1 to the left-handed hitting Mickey Howe. And we'll see how this affects South Windsor, not only for this game, but for the next one. And there's the ball up high. If they can mount a big comeback, it could be a big changing event for them. But see how they work with this. Here's the pitch, 2-1, and there's a strike. For West Hartford, it's certainly got to be a big lift to their egos, their confidence level. Yeah. As the batting now is Mickey Howe. And there's the pitch. It's a ground ball to second. This should end the inning. It's fielded by Fox and over to Celio for first. They'll score that one a 4-3. That'll do it here in the bottom of the second inning. We throw 2 full innings here from Muzzy Field in Bristol to score. West Hartford 9, South Windsor nothing. We're going to keep it right here and forget the commercials for a moment. Is my guest now. It's a pleasure to have in with me here at the broadcast is Marianne Rosinski. And Marianne, I know you were 2011. I remember meeting you, and you were the state commander at that time, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, and you were the first female state commander ever for the American Legion in Connecticut.
Yes, and it's still that way.
It's still that way, right?
Still
it still
way.
Remains that way. And I'll tell you, how did you find that experience?
I found it entertaining, enlightening. I can't say it was empowering. It was far from empowering. Memorable.
Yeah, it must have been somewhat humbling, I would imagine, too, right?
Very
I mean,
humbling.
the amount of things that you have to deal with. And one of the things we want to talk about here this afternoon is we all think of American Legion, and what comes to baseball people's minds is the baseball program, and they do such a great job in American Legion. But talk about some of the other programs I know that you're involved in on a volunteer basis.
I am ahead of the oratorical contest, and that is a speech contest on the Constitution, and it's open to any high school student from freshman up to a senior.
Okay.
And they have to give a speech on the Constitution, has to be 8 to 10 minutes, and they can prepare for that. And then they have to give a non-prepared speech on one of 4 topics that will be given to them 5 minutes before they come in.
Wow.
And they have to do that up to 5 minutes.
Wow. I'm familiar with oratorical contests. I sponsored one for years at Derby High School, and in memory of my brother. And it's trying to get kids to come out. My incentive was cash.
That's what we do. We offer cash. And if they will go to national. Our representative from Connecticut gets to represent us at national. And the national winner wins an $18,000 scholarship.
Wow.
And if you're a freshman, you can keep competing.
Wow.
Think of the money.
Yeah, think of that. You can actually benefit yourself towards the expensive college today. Well, there's a ground ball up the middle. The first batter of this inning, Ben Rapp. I'm sorry, not Ben Rapp. Flip the scorebook over, Steve. That's Patrick Barron, so he's out on a 6-3 for 1 out here in the top of the third. Doing a contest, I remember I had one young man who actually just talked about entering a contest. That was his speech. We didn't have any limit on we limited to the Constitution. I can imagine very, very interesting.
It is. It's very interesting. Their concepts, how they perceive it, it's totally different than when I was in high school. But I got to give them credit when they can come up with memorizing 4 speeches in their mind, not knowing which one they're going to give. These guys
that's
are
true.
Phenomenal. They really are phenomenal.
Yeah, you talk about high school kids. I mean, some of them, it used to be the speech contests were all, they read it almost.
Right.
But nowadays, in your contest, you have to memorize it?
You have to memorize it.
Right, that's incredible. Yeah,
no props, no papers, no nothing.
Yeah, that's amazing because, you don't see that anymore.
No.
Most of the speech contests today are, you get to have something in front of you to prepare it. So that's got to be a lot of work on the part of those students.
It is. And I would not want to be a judge. And every time I get my judges, I say, thank God for you because I could not do this job.
Yeah. Well, that went off the pitcher's leg, and it's going to be an infield single for Danny Roth. And that one went right off Joe Cepitelli's leg, and they're going to come out and talk to him. That ricocheted off and went in the wrong direction there, so they couldn't get the runner. So it's an infield single. That's going to be the 7th hit of the game for West Hartford hitters. Yeah, hope the young man is okay. They're looking at his leg now. But, back to the speech contest, I can imagine how that must be a lot of pressure on the young kids to, not only do they get a prompter or anything, anybody who could just give them a hint as to what the words are? None.
Nothing. And they start at the post.
Yeah.
And they do the contest, and hopefully they use the same speech as they're going
as they go along, yeah.
But I have a lot of schools that have one teacher that will work with them.
Okay.
Deep River's teacher works with them from the moment that they say they want to do it right up through. And then if she go to national, she goes with them to national.
Wow.
Yeah.
And with the controversy that we see so much today, or hear about so much today, about the nature of the Constitution and what it means and what it thinks, it's the topic now is so relevant in today's society in the United States.
Oh, it is. It is. And these kids are open-minded, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's not in black and white to them. They're not looking at black and white, which I grew up with.
Yeah.
They're looking outside that box.
Yeah, well, that's very, very interesting. Also, I read somewhere about is there a American Legion College of some sort out there? Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I read something about it.
It is American Legion College, but it's not for kids.
It's not for kids?
No, it's for Legionnaires.
Wow, okay.
And Connecticut has one. Well, we used to have one. Now we call it leadership training.
Oh, okay.
But what it is learning our programs, learning about the oratorical, learning about our baseball program, Boys State program, telling the Legionnaires that don't know anything about us. This is what we do. Like David will come in and talk about Boys State and baseball now. It used to be Craig. I'll go in and talk about oratorical. And we bring them up to par, bringing our post on board. And, hey, we do got these for the youth. Come on out.
Yeah, that's correct. All volunteer.
All volunteer. Everything we do is all volunteer.
Drew Hungerford steps up to the plate now, and he's got an 0-1 count on him with a runner on first and 1 out here. It's 9-0 in case you just joined us in favor of West Hartford, and we're just in the top of the third. And I'm speaking with Marianne Rosinski, the past state commander in Connecticut. Also, Marianne, tell us about the Special Olympics that you're involved in, if I understood that you were involved in volunteering for that as well.
Yes, the American Legion does the sponsorship for the information booth at the Special Olympics. It's always held at Central. And we went, no, it wasn't at Central, it was down in New Haven. The one in New Haven, I don't remember what campus it is, but it's down there. And we do the information booth, so we're the ones that see the kids going down to the field, and we're the ones that see the kids coming back. So I had a group of volunteers this year. Last year I worked it by myself, but I got volunteers this year, and I made them go out in front. And as the teams went by, similar to our baseball, they have their towns on their shirts.
That's neat.
So I said, you need to address the town.
Yeah.
And then when the kids come back, you need to find out what kind of medal they got. You need to be there for hugs. You need to congratulate them. And they were awesome. And the kids were so excited. But I go for opening night, which is just like the Rail Olympics. And then I spend all day Saturday and Sunday there watching all the competition. It is rewarding. It really is, because they can't communicate as well as our normal students. And it is so rewarding.
Well, there's a strikeout of Drew Hungerford, and with 2 outs now, up comes Joe Celio. Celio has walked and scored a run in this game, lined out to center. He got a big home run in yesterday's game, the only ball to go out of this ballpark at Muzzy Field. Well, I can imagine how those programs are rewarding. But, one of the things we talk about is trying to live a life of service to others, and it seems like you personify that. I mean, and it must be very, very rewarding. There's a rip by Celio, rips it down in the line. It could end up with another run. His rounding third is Danny Roth. They're going to send him home, and the throw's going to be cut off by the second baseman. So stand-up double by Joe Celio, and now the score is 10-0. Wow. I tell you, this West Hartford team is sure putting it to South Windsor now.
This is unbelievable.
I know. Their 10th run on their 8th hit. And they have a runner at second now with 2 outs. I know, they're just putting up runs. I'll tell you, as a high school coach myself, I've been on both ends of these, and really I can understand, and sympathize what Craig Zimmerman's going through right now as he stands there next to the third base dugout, and what West Hartford's coach is feeling down there at the third base coach's box, waving his runners on. He's going to get a sore left arm pretty soon.
Yes.
Waving these runners on. But, the other thing I do know is I've noticed our volunteer down there, Chuck Berry, he's the treasurer of the state of Connecticut?
Yes, he is. He's the treasurer for the American Legion, and he's also the administrator of the Soldiers, Sailors, and Marine Fund.
Okay. That's
which is exclusive to Connecticut.
To Connecticut, yeah. So I think I can remember back many, many moons ago, there's a slicer down the right field line, and that's going to drop in foul. Ooh, just missed. I felt like John Sterling on that one, saying it's going to be drop in fair, and then all of a sudden switch to foul. It drops in foul. So, yeah, I'm the son of a totally disabled American veteran. That's why I love to do this volunteer work for the American Legion. But, and I'm familiar with the Soldiers, Sailors, and Marine Fund from many, many years ago. But it's a wonderful program that they do to help veterans with their needs.
Yes, it is. I'm actually very fortunate. I'm one of the field reps for Hartford County, and I go to Waterbury one day a week. So that is also rewarding. My professor at college calls me Santa Claus for veterans.
Well, that'll do it. Is Luke Fox, struck out. He's the number 4 batter for West Hartford. They do pick up a run here in the third inning. So you've now got 10 runs on 8 hits. And they've committed no errors. They've left another runner on base. That's the third. We're going to the bottom of the third. The score remains 10. Well, it's increased now to 10-0 in favor of West Hartford. But, as I watch it down here and this whole program of volunteers, and, what branch of the service were you in?
I was in the Army.
The Army.
I went in 1975, just after the fall of Saigon, and I got out in 1988.
Wow. And so you obviously joined.
I did. I joined. I volunteered. And I had assignments that people would die for.
Really?
I was always in the good assignments. I was in Heidelberg, and I was in Shape, Belgium, and I was in Vicenza, Italy, and I was in Paris, France.
So they usually say join the Navy and see the world. So this time they said join the Army and you saw the world.
I saw the world. And I would, I'd do it all over again.
Really?
I really would. All 13 years, I would do it all over again. I loved it.
Well, the one thing that I always talk about that amazes me the most is the fact that there's so many different branches of the military service, and they all cooperate in American Legion. There's no.
We pick on each other.
Yeah, as a kid, I always heard stories. You see the old movies, and they had the Army guys and the Navy guys fighting the bars or whatever, and I got this impression that there was always this rivalry between them, and maybe it still does exist to some extent, but I get amazed when I watch American Legion at the amount of cooperation. It's almost like nobody even knows what's the branch of the service you were in.
No, we do, but we No, we're all comrades in arms.
Yeah.
And we're all here for the same purpose, assisting our veterans and helping our youth.
And that's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And just amazed. They're the only program, I think, that pays for everything, right? All the bus trips, all the flights and the hotels and so on for their national tournament down there in Shelby, North Carolina. Have you been there already or to Shelby?
No, I have not been to Shelby.
Yeah, I haven't either yet. I'll be up there in Shrewsbury, up there at Holy Cross High School for the Northeast Regionals. We go to the bottom of the third, and now there's a line drive to the right fielder that was hit by Ben Rapp. He hit it hard, but right at the right fielder, and there's 1 up, 1 down here for South Windsor in the bottom of the third. 10-0 by West Hartford, and I think there is a mercy rule in this game, but it's only 10 after 5 innings, so we still got a lot of game left to play. There's another pitcher warming up in the bullpen for South Windsor.
Now, I got a question. There's a lot of pop-ups today.
Yeah.
High ball.
Yeah.
Is that because the weather, the humidities?
I don't think so. I mean, there is something to it with the air pressures, how far a ball will go, and, I always notice the differences in the spring and the fall and the summer about balls going. But the foul balls, I would say no.
Boy, there's a lot of them today.
Yeah. The other thing you have to realize, too, is it's wooden bats, so you have to hit that ball perfect or else that ball could foul off.
I heard a lot of cracking yesterday.
Yeah. And I'm looking at these cars behind me, and I'm saying, uh-oh, who could park over there as balls go flying over there?
It's a beautiful Mercedes down there.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, we're not hoping for it to get hit, but
not at all.
You know, as we see these vehicles around, it's such a beautiful ballpark here at Muzzy, and it's actually a nice place to. If you're going to volunteer anywhere, it's a great place to volunteer at.
Yes. I love coming to Muzzy.
Yeah. Up now, Jason Ray. He was one of the relief pitchers today for South Windsor. He steps in. It's 2-2 to Jason. And still on the mound. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Ray strikes out. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Mike Matthews. And we got 2 outs. Up comes Joe Sepatelli, the right fielder. And Joe is the relief pitcher now, who came on a relief of Ray, who came on a relief of Williams. There's another, as we said, is another pitcher down the left field line. There is some activity in the West Hartford bullpen. See if they'll probably want to save this pitcher's arm a little bit as the game goes on.
I must be getting old because these kids look awfully young.
They look young, yeah. The same with me. You know, it's funny. You go up here, then you go down below, and you see what they really. It's a lot different looking up here as when you see them up front.
Yes.
You know, they look even younger up front.
Yes. I thought one was a bat boy, and then he went up to bat, and I said, I don't think he's a bat boy.
Yeah. And, you know, the great thing about kids, though, I mean, you know, they come out here, they're dedicated to it. They have to play a whole hot summer of games. You know, you look at these teams. West Hartford, as we said, is 20-9. South Windsor 20-6. So there's 29 games for West Hartford, and they had some exhibition games. So in a short amount of time. You know. What is a strikeout of Joe Sepatelli? So that'll do it for South Windsor. In the bottom of the third, they come up empty. All zeros on the board so far for South Windsor as West Hartford leads it by the score of 10-1. Well, it's been a pleasure, Marianne, to have you in here. And stop by another time, anytime to stop by. So, you know,
I'm going to be here.
Gets awful lonely up this time, this section of the press box
That's
down here.
Right. They leave you alone, but I will be back.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, nice having you on. Well, that was Marianne Rosinski, the former state commander of the Connecticut American Legion and also involved with Special Olympics in the oratorical contest, and a really nice woman to have the pleasure of interviewing here on SportingNewsCT.com as we move to the top of the 4th inning. We'll come back after this message.
We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, back here there's a substitution now, and we'll try to see who it is. Looks like there's going to be a new pitcher, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see what his number is. It's number 7 walking out to the mound. So number 7 is Mickey Howe now. So that's Mickey Howe on the mound for South Windsor here in the top of the 4th. And the first baseman now is number 5. That's Joe Sepatelli, who was the pitcher before. So Joe Sepatelli goes to first base, and it looks like it's still Jason Ray out there. And no, that's Charlie King in right field. Is there a substitute in right field? Yeah, there is. Though it looks like number 20. No, that's Jason Ray. That's 20, not 21. So Jason Ray remains in right field. First base is Sepatelli. Pitching now is Mickey Howe in the 4th inning. Well, this line score reads like this. It's 10 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 3 left on base so far. For West Hartford. For South Windsor, they got no runs. They haven't got a hit yet, and they've committed 1 error. And that error was a big one in that 9-run second inning. What a big crooked number that is on the board, or whatever, 9 in the second, 1 in the third. And see if we can get a score over there from Palmer Field in Middletown. And that is 1-0 Stanford, top of the 5th. That's what they have there with 1 out. So it's 1-0 Stanford, top of the 5th. And top 5. Top 5. Stanford at bat. The leadoff hitters at bat, as a matter of fact. 3-1 on them, too. And coming up now, for West Hartford is Ben Custner. Well, let's see. Ben Custner, that's South Windsor side. Flip it over. Danny Fitzsimmons comes up for the third time today. He's been on base both times. Hit by a pitch his last time up, singled his first time up. And he's first time facing Mickey Howe, and that one hits 58 feet for ball one. And another warm-up down the left field line. It makes sense to only use the pitchers, once you're down 10-0 in this type of game, it makes more sense to try to save your pitching for the next games rather than waste them out in this game. Because that's ball two. Same goes for West Hartford, you would think. They would try to preserve their pitching. And there's strike one, so it's 2-1 now to Dan Fitzsimmons. Both these teams finished second in their respective zones. West Hartford was in zone 7 behind RCP. Avon won zone 1, behind RCP in zone 7. Avon won zone 1. I don't know why I mentioned that, but South Windsor finished their record in zone 8 at 15-6. They ended up in second place behind Tolland. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Fitzsimmons. Howe kicks, and there's a chopper between third and short. Backhanding it is Pasqualini. Long throw to first. He won't be able to get him. So an infield single for Dan Fitzsimmons. And that's the 9th hit for West Hartford. And stepping up to the batter's box now is Max Main. Max hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice, scored a run in the second inning, then got on an error in the second inning. So he was actually 0 for 2 in the same inning. And that's the inning that West Hartford sent 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 batters up to the plate in that second inning. Because everything fell apart basically on bloop singles, bunts, and an error. Hit batter and 2 walks. And everything just collapsed very quickly on South Windsor. And there's the strike, so it's 0-1 now to Max Main. You can see the strategy now of West Hartford. Do they try to keep playing for a mercy rule, or do they play conservative? And there's a high fly ball to left center. And Ben Custer gets under it. Hit it a long way, but to no event as Max Main is out. So there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Well, on Monday, the loser of this game will play Avon. Avon survived today with their victory over Waterford 6-1. Only 2 teams today were eliminated, Waterford and Greenwich. Greenwich has surprisingly got eliminated out of this tournament. And there's a swing and a miss by teams that they normally play, which is Trumbull and Stanford, who they came in first ahead of in Zone 4 play. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball up high, ball 2 to Sean Langen. Sean had a 2 RBI fielder's choice. 9-6 scoring on that play. That was an odd one. Now he rips a base hit to left field. It's going to drop in between the left fielder and center fielder. Fielded by the left fielder. And runner Fitzsimmons stays on second base. And let me see, number 8 steps up now. That's Brian Ranker. There's 1 out. There's runners on first and second now for West Hartford. So Ranker walked and lined out to second as he faces Mickey Howe for the first time. Howe slide steps, deals, swing and a miss. It's 0-1 now to Ranker. And there's a chopper fouled on the third base end, so it's 0-2 to Ranker. And the 0-2, curveball outside. It's low, 1-2. And the pitch, curveball low, 2-2. As Howe tried to double up on that curveball. Get 1-2. There's a ground ball towards the middle. This could be 2, and they go over to second for 1, back to first. It's a bad throw, and it's an error, and a run will score. So they get the fielder's choice, but the E on the play. So fielder's choice, error on the shortstop, scores Fitzsimmons, and it's 11-0 in favor of West Hartford. They have a runner on second now. That's going to be Ranker. You thought that was going to be an Indiana double play, and they just threw it away. So that's going to be an E on the toss to first by the second baseman. And up comes Patrick Barron. Got an infield single, and the time is called by Barron. And here's the pitch. It is outside for a ball, so it's 1-0. And there's a strike. And there's a base hit into right center, and that's going to bounce in. One bounce to the center fielder. They're sending the runner in. Here comes the long throw to home on the bounce. They don't get him. The throw to second is in time. And the run counts, so score that one. That's a base hit by Patrick Barron. So it's a 1B and then a 8-2-6 throw out of the original guy who hit it. So Ranker scores. And the score now is 12-0 as West Hartford puts up 2 more runs. So we're halfway through here at Muzzy Field in Bristol as the score is 12-0 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back with more American Legion tournament action here on Sporting News CT after these messages.
American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, the strategy's on for West Hartford as they elect to remove Mike Matthews from the game with their 12-0 lead. And pitching now for West Hartford this inning will be left-hander James Gadoo. So the book is closed on Mike Matthews. He didn't give up a hit, and he struck out 4 batters, walked none, hit none. So they're saving him for a future game or next week. Well, actually later this week. So Gadoo now will face the top of the South Windsor lineup as they try to poke back in this game. They have yet to get a hit. It's all zeros up on that scoreboard for them, except in the error column where they got 2. They just have not played well today, either offensively or defensively. And both have sort of rubbed off on the other. One has rubbed off on the other. As Custer comes up, he flied to left. He's only up for the second time. Most of the batters from West Hartford have already batted 3 times. And here's the first pitch from Gadoo is low for ball 1. And we're all tied up in Palmer Field in Middletown. The score is now 1-1 in the top of the 6th between Stamford and Cheshire. So a really low-scoring game here and a totally different type of game here. There's a chopper foul towards the South Windsor dugout. There's Cheshire, a zone winner, plays Stamford, who actually came in 3rd place in Zone 4, behind Trumbull and behind Greenwich. They seem to be on a mission, though. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Roth gets it and he boots it. That or it took a bad hop. I'm not sure which. See how they score it. It's going to be an error? Oh, it took a bad hop. The bad hop. Okay, so it's an infield single. Well, it's actually a base hit, so we're just going to call it a straight base hit for Ben Custer. First hit of the game for South Windsor. They got a little bit of help from the infield grass. And that lip between the infield grass and the dirt, this ball bounced crazily over him. So with a runner on first, up comes Hunter Pastolini. Left-handed batter, grounded out to short his first time up. 12 runs, 11 hits, no errors for West Hartford. 0-1-2 for South Windsor. They got a runner on first now. Here in the 4th inning, it's their leadoff batter. And here's the 1-0. That one's in the dirt, so it's 2-0. One thing you want from your relief pitcher with a 12-0 lead is strikes. It's 2-0 now to the left-handed hitting Hunter Pasqualini. And here's the pitch. There's a strike. Oh, no, that's low. Looked like it could have been a strike. Maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. Hoping for strikes in a way so the game will move along. But it's 3-0 now to the left-handed hitting Hunter Pasqualini. And here's the 3-0. That one's in the dirt. So you have a base hit and a walk. And that's going to bring out the coach from West Hartford, and I don't blame him. You know, you want a pitcher to throw strikes. You got a base hit and walk, and even on the 3-0 count, that ball's in the dirt. So it really wasn't close to being a strike. So now the entire infield of West Hartford comes up there to talk to the pitcher. So I'm sure they're encouraging him on and not ganging up on him. And they all tap their gloves together. As Tommy Sands steps into the plate, there's another left-handed batter for the South Windsor team. No action in the West Hartford bullpen. As James Gadoo started this inning. Here's his first pitch. And that one's outside, ball 1. And he's got to make an adjustment somehow to throw strikes. Big lead at first base, and too big of a lead with a down 12-0. And if I were the catcher, I'd start thinking about picking somebody off, as it's 2-0. Gadoo looks in for the sign to his battery mate, Sean Langan. And here's the pitch. There's a strike. It's 2-1. As the sun is now blocked and it gets darker here, just a little bit, here at Muzzy Field. And here's the pitch. It's a foul ball out on the left field line. That'll be out of play into the stands. Beyond the old press box down the third baseline. I can tell you I don't miss that old press box. It was, what, 75 steps or something to get up there? 57? Every time you had to walk up and down, it reminds me to get back in shape. Here it is, and there's a ground ball. Foul. Good for the knees, yeah. There's the 2-2 count now to Tommy Sand. No outs, bottom of the 4th inning. First and second for South Windsor. And the pitch. There's ball 3.
Here we go, James. What do you think, kids? Get it going.
And he comes set now. Gadoo looks the runner at second base, and he deals. There's a foul ball left side, so we'll do it again. That usually favors the batter when they keep fouling the ball off 3-2. especially somebody with control problems, as Gadu is not throwing a ton of strikes. And when he does, it's fouled off. That's Pasqualini at first, Custer at second. And here's the pitch. It's ball 4. So now South Windsor has the bases loaded, and there's nobody out. As now, let's see if there's any activity in West Hartford. No, the next pitcher's probably on the field. And that's going to bring up Brendan Mabee, who struck out his first time up. So I'm sure the coach, Jim Hungerford, over there for West Hartford, starting to think about his own decision now. As Gadu has not gotten the job done yet. Swing and a miss. As Mabee tried to get a 12-run home run there. As he tried to blast it out, he said 2 walks in a row, and he swings the first pitch. And here he comes the next one. It's 0-1 now to him. There's strike 2. And it's 0-2 now to Mabee. Curveball, that one's sliced foul on the right field line. So after a number of fastballs, Gadu chucks a curveball in there. Mabee stays alive at 0-2. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. He chased it. As Gadu breathes a little sigh of relief as he gets a strikeout. And there's now 1 out. Up comes Tyler Serra, struck out looking his last time up. Rip fouled on the left field line. Look out, Coach Zimmerman. That's why they got to wear a helmet over there. The base coaches are obligated to wear helmets under American Legion rules. They don't have to wear the ear flap, but they got to wear a helmet. That time I wonder if a helmet would have even helped. God forbid he got hit. That was a scorcher right down the third baseline. And if I were Coach Zimmerman, I'd be walking deep down that left field line right around now. Gadu comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Tyler Serra. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's 0-2 now to Serra. As Gadu looks in for the sign from Langen. He comes set now. And here's the pitch. There's a pop-up in the infield. It's going to be in foul grounds. They're chasing it. The catcher gets it. Now they cover the plate. So a pop to the catcher in foul ground, and now we have 2 outs. And it brings up the left-handed hitting Mickey Howe. As Gadu gave up a leadoff single, walked the next 2 batters, struck out Mabee, and now got Serra to pop to the catcher. As Mickey Howe steps in and grounded out to second his first time up. And here's the pitch. Fouled, left field line out of play. Stanford has taken a 2-1 lead now in the top of the 6th inning. And they threaten to score again as they have a runner on second with 2 outs. That game also being broadcast here on SportingNewsCT.com on our sister channel. Here's the 0-1. That one's blocked well by Langen. Save a run. 0-1. Gadu, the 1-1 count, comes set now. His glove's right around chin height. Throws a curveball. This one misses. As it's 2-1 as the West Hartford crowd. You hear the oohs from their crowd. Gadu looks into Langdon as Langdon puts down 3 signs. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another high fastball that he chased up and out. Howe was ahead of that pitch. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To Mickey Howe. And there's ball 3. So now the runners will be going. They'll have to, the third base runner, that's Custer, will have to avoid the plate. The runner on second's Pasqualini, Sand on first. They'll all be going on the kick and the delivery. As here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside ball 4, and South Windsor has their first run. As Ben Custer crosses home plate, Pasqualini goes to second. I'm sorry, Pasqualini is on third now, Sand at second. That was Custer scored, and Howe goes to first. As Ben Rapp comes up, it's 12-1. First pitch strike to Ben. He lined out to right his first time up. Playing him basically straight away. That's Fitzsimmons, Max Main out in center. That's Danny Fitzsimmons in left, and Patrick Barron in right. And here's Gadoo's 0-1 delivery. Curveball in there for strike 2. As Ben Rapp watched that one go by as he faces Gadoo for the first time. Gadoo has probably thrown a lot of pitches, and this is only his first inning. And the 0-2, high fastball nearly hit his elbow. And it's 1-2. So he tried to put a little extra mustard on that pitch. And here's the curveball. It's outside ball 2. So we have all 2s on the board again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 12 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 2 left on for Hartford, West Hartford, that is. And here's the pitch. It's popped up in foul ground, and chasing it's the first baseman, Celio, and he couldn't make the backhanded catch. Almost had it right before the fence down the right field line, so we'll do it again. And Gadoo looks in for the sign. 2-2 delivery. Down low, ball 3, so the runners will be taken off again. And the payoff pitch. Ripped into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to send the second runner. Here comes the throw to the plate. It won't be in time. Offline, gets by the catcher. And so 2 runs have scored for South Windsor, and the score is now 12-3. So a 2 RBI single with another 3-2 pitch scored Pasqualini from third, Sand from second. And that puts Mickey Howe on third and Ben Rapp at first. And now that's going to be all for James Gadoo as the head coach from West Hartford goes out and takes the ball. We'll let you know who the next pitcher is after these important messages.
The American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas,
we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
So we got a number of changes here in the middle of the inning here in the fourth, which South Windsor has put up 3 runs in this inning. The new pitcher is Drew Hungerford. And he was the third baseman. Let's see who goes to play third. So the DH, Brian Ranker now, is playing third base in place of Hungerford, and Hungerford's going down to the mound now in place of James Gadoo. Gadoo had pitched 45 pitches in his 2/3 an inning of work, and he comes out with 2 outs and runners at the corners. As the coach in West Hartford is not going to take any chances of letting this get any worse. As now the score is 12-3. 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. So it's 12-3. So the mercy rule, I think, is only 10 runs after 5. So, but it's not now. It's 9 runs, and they're threatening to get another one or more here. So there's a pinch runner on first base. As Jason Ray steps up, and he lines one to the right fielder. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And 1 pitch and another hit, and it's 12-4. Yeah, it's only the 3rd hit of the game. And it looks like we have a sub, right? So it's a pinch runner out there at second base. And who is the batter now? That's number 24. So that's a pinch batter, right? Let me say pinch hitter. Number 24 is Dan Kruzik. So Dan Kruzik now comes in as a pinch hitter to bat with runners on first and second. And Kruzik batting 9th now. The pitch is blocked well, so it's 1-1 now. And here's the stretch now from Hungerford. He's trying to get out of this inning. And it's low for a ball. So far the strategy's caused, South Windsor to poke a little bit back in this game. They still trail by 8. But we're only in the 4th inning, and there's a runner in scoring position still. There's a ground ball to third, and the third baseman, Ranker, will step on the bag to end the inning. But South Windsor sends 9 batters to the plate. They get 4 runs on, 3 hits. There were no errors. They leave 2 runners on base. That's their first 2 runners they've left on base so far. So at the end of 4 full innings, the score now is West Hartford 12 and South Windsor 4.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
Well, a number of substitutions for South Windsor. That's Charlie King is going in to play first base. Coming in to catch is Jake Main. And first pitch from Mickey Howe is outside, well, in the dirt for a ball. He's facing the Danny Roth, the leadoff hitter. Danny's got 2 infield singles, scored 2 runs. There's a ground ball to third. Long backhanded throw. His right leg slips, but he makes the throw. Great throw by Tyler Serra. His back leg slipped out, but he had enough arm strength to get it there. Scored that one 5-3. He got 1 out in the 5th. It's going to bring up Drew Hungerford. Drew struck out, got a bloop single, scored a run, and got another bloop single in the first inning. So in the first and second inning, he got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. And there's the first pitch strike from Mickey Howe. And Mickey Howe is the, let me see, the 1, 2, 3, the 4th pitcher today for South Windsor, as they trail it here in the top of the 5th, 12-4. There's a line shot into left center, but running it down is Ben Custer. The speedy center fielder runs that one down. So we have 2 outs in the 5th. What a battle going on over there in Palmer Field in Middletown. It's still 2-1 Stanford, top of the 7th rather. They have runners at first and second, nobody out. And here's a ball down low to the left-handed hitting Joe Celio. Celio has power. He ripped a double on the right field line. He has hit it out of here yesterday. Here's the 1-0, and it's in there for a strike. Thought Celio might chase that one, and that fastball was inside, on the inside part of the plate. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, swing and a miss. Actually tipped. And Celio on his way to Trinity, as we said before. Great college to go to. And the little Ivy. Here's the pitch, way outside. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We'll be back here tomorrow night for the game between the loser of this game and Avon at 6:30. That one's fouled off into the netting, and it's caught by the Muzzy Field nets up there. A lot of baseballs get trapped up there between the net and the roof. Don't want to be the guy who gets those baseballs down. There's a pitch down low. It's 3-2. 12 runs on 11 hits and no errors for West Hartford. 4, 3, and 2 for South Windsor. They poked back a little bit with 4 runs last inning. There's a foul ball towards the South Windsor dugout. South Windsor sent 9 runners to the plate last inning. In the second inning, West Hartford sent 13. And here's the pitch. Ripped down to first baseman. Oh, King bobbles it. That's going to be an error unless they can make a play at first, and they can't. First, the pitcher, Mickey Howe, tried to get there at first in time, but he couldn't do it, so that's going to be an error. It'll be an E3. So that's going to be the 3rd error for South Windsor, and Celio's aboard with 2 outs. Up comes Luke Fox. Luke, yesterday's winning pitcher. He had 3 hits yesterday. Today he hasn't had any hits, but he's walked and scored a run, struck out, fly to center. And the first pitch to Fox is up high. And coming set now and slide stepping is the pitcher. He throws it in there for a strike, so it's 1-1. And the 1-1 delivery just misses outside. Slide step pitch is in there for strike 1 rather. So it's 2-1 to Fox. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a pinch hitter. Oh. So it's 12. I'm sorry. So there's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to him. 3-2 to Fox. I thought for a minute they were saying there was a pinch hitter coming up. The official score for today's game is Dave Greenleaf, public address announcer Paul LaFleur. The site director sitting down there next to the South Windsor dugout is Chuck Berry. There's a bloop into right field down the line, and it's coming. The second baseman makes the catch. Pretty play by the second baseman, Tommy Sand. That'll do it here for West Hartford in the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, one error. One runner left on base for West Hartford. We're now going to the bottom of the fifth inning. The score is West Hartford 12 and South Windsor 4.
Go, boys. Good defense.
All right, this is Adam. Take two. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
All right, this is Adam. Take two. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, back here at Muzzy Field in Bristol, we're moving on to the bottom of the fifth inning. South Windsor will try to keep coming back in this game. They scored 4 last inning to make it 12-4. Over at Palmer Field, Stanford has widened their lead by a 3-1 score. They got first and second, nobody out still over there. Still on the mound is, for West Hartford, is Hungerford, and the first pitch is a blooper. Soft liner by Custer to the second baseman Fox, and 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Hunter Pasqualini come up now. He walked and grounded out. Well, because they're only up by 8 runs, there's no chance of a mercy in this inning anyway. As South Windsor was able to avoid that with that 4 runs, and now up comes Pasqualini, the lefty. Hungerford's pitch is a strike and a fastball. And here comes the 0-1 from Hungerford, who works from the stretch even with nobody on. And there's a ball inside. There's a high fly to right center. It could drop in, and it's going to. No dive attempt by the West Hartford center fielder. That's going to be a bloop single for Hunter Pasqualini. 4th hit of the day for South Windsor. So with 1 out, Tommy Sand steps to the plate and a runner at first. And there's a strike to Sand. And coming set is Hungerford. Here's the pitch, and curves up there for a ball. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to the left-handed hitting Tommy Sand. And here's the pitch, curve, misses up high, so it's 2-1. Sand grounded to second, walk, scored 1 run last inning. The South Windsor sent the 9 batters to the plate. And here's the pitch. Bounces 59 feet, gets behind the catcher. South Windsor, though, being very cautious. The runner stays at first base. You don't take any chances down by 8 runs. And there's a throw to first. Why up 8 runs is beyond me, but in any event, they want to throw it over. Scoreboard says no outs, but there is 1 out, I believe. And there's a runner on first leading off is Pasqualini. There's a ball outside. That's ball 4. So runners are at first and second. First walk issued by Hungerford. Brings up Brendan Mabey, who struck out twice today. And he'll try to avoid that golden sombrero, as they call it. And here's the pitch. Lined into center field, but right at the center fielder. That's what happens with wood bats. You can play a little bit shallow. Maybe hit it hard, but it wasn't enough. As that was caught by the center fielder, Max Main, and we have 2 outs. Brings up Tyler Serra, who struck out and popped out to the catcher in foul ground. Hungerford looks in for the sign. Multiple signs given by the catcher with the runner on second. It takes a little bit longer, and there's a curve way up high, and that's ball 1. Six to 1 Stanford in the 7th inning. As they had a couple of errors. Wow, looks like there was 6 to 1 Stanford, top 7. No outs, runner on first. It's a couple of errors in a row, and the wheels coming off now for Cheshire. They're over in Palmer Field. Foul ball off to the left side. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tyler Serra. Struck out, popped to the catcher. And here's the pitch. Inside, nearly hit the batter. And there's a foul ball left side. Well, that Stanford-Cheshire game was 1-1 in the 5th inning, and then now it's more or less blown open a bit as Stanford is ahead 6-1, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Over at Palmer Field, actually Bill Pomfret Stadium at Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut, to be more accurate. Here, there's 2 outs, runners at first and second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Tyler Serra. There's a ground ball to third baseman, 1 hopper. Backhanded by the third baseman, Brian Ranker. Steps on third for the 5 unassisted play. So for South Windsor in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They've left 2 runners on base. We'll be right back at the top of the 6th inning. After this, score remains West Hartford 12, South Windsor 4.
Significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
It is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, here we go. It's now moving on to the top of the 6th inning. And coming up now for West Hartford will be the 5, 6, 7 batters, Danny Fitzsimmons, Max Main, and Sean Langen. 12 runs, 11 hits, no errors. For West Hartford, 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors for South Windsor. Fitzsimmons on the day so far has got 2 hits. He scored 2 runs. And here's the first pitch from Mickey Howe is outside, ball 1. And tomorrow night's game will be between Avon and the loser of this game, rather the loser of this game. We'll play Avon tomorrow night here at 6:30 at Muzzy Field. Here's the windup in the pitch. And it's over for strike 1, so it's 2-1 now to Fitzsimmons here in the 6th. Working quickly is Howe, and he throws the ball down low. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Fitzsimmons. There's a ground ball to short. 3 hopper over to Pasqualini and over to first, and there's 1 out. Nice play by Hunter Pasqualini as he charged that ball. Made a one-handed grab and then flung it over to first. Max Main steps in now. Max has scored once, stole a base. Got on an error and flied out to center. So he's been on base twice today. And Max Main steps in from the right side. Here's the pitch from Mickey Howe. It's in the dirt, so a lot of dirt balls thrown by Mickey Howe. And Jake Main, who is the substitute catcher, came on for Ben Rapp, has been blocking him. And there's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Maine. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball to the third baseman. He backhands it. Long throw by Tyler Serra is in time and accurate. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 6th, and that brings up Sean Langen. Sean's got 2 singles, a 2 RBI fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. So he's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 1 run scored. And Mickey Howe, the relief pitcher, the 4th pitcher today for South Windsor. Here's his pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. And that one's in the dirt. It's 1-1 now to Langen. And there's a strike, so it's 1-2. And the windup in the 1-2. Curveball misses. 2-2. All the strategy in the coaches' minds is trying to figure out how to get the pitching correct for this coming week. I'm sure, and all the coaches are in these tournaments, you have to win the war, not necessarily the battle. This one started off with West Hartford jumping ahead 9-0, and then 10-0, then 12-0. So it's 12-4. So South Windsor's used 4 pitchers today. For West Hartford, Matthews started. Gaddu came in through to 3 batters, and well, he had 2 outs, and that was all. The base hit and a walk and so on, and that was all they rode on Gaddu a little bit. And Hungerford came on. There's a base hit into left field. 2 bounces out to Brendan Mabey, and Sean Langen's aboard with his 3rd hit of the day. And that's 13. Well, I got his 13 hits. They would have been aboard as 12. So. So that's the 12th hit of the day, rather. I had it originally as 13. That's 12 hits. Brian Ranker steps in, the designated hitter, with the runner on first. Curveball, and that one misses high. Yeah, there's the ball. So it's 1-2 now to Ranker. Ranker is 0 for 2, line to second. got on an error, and then there's a pass ball or a wild pitch, whatever you want to say, and calling that a wild pitch, and the runner's down to second base. So with 2 outs, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on the scoreboard again. To Ranker, to 2-2. It's popped up in shallow left field. Coming on is the left fielder, and he makes the one-handed grab. And that'll do it here for West Hartford in the top of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base through West Hartford. We're through 5.5 innings here in Bristol, Connecticut. The score remains West Hartford 12, South Windsor 4.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. Sporting News CT.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, for those of you who switched off of the Stanford-Cheshire game, Stanford had won that game by the score of 6-1. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Stanford. 1 run on 3 hits, 3 errors for Cheshire. So that means that Stanford will wait to determine the game between Cheshire will play Trumbull tomorrow. And then the winner will play Stanford again, I believe on Tuesday. Hungerford still on the mound for West Hartford here, and the score here is 12-4 in favor of West Hartford. We're in the bottom of the 4th. So 12 runs on 12 hits and no errors for West Hartford. They've left 5 on base so far. For South Windsor, 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors, 4 left on base. And for South Windsor, they're going to send up the 6, 7, 8 hitters: Mickey Howe, Ben Rapp, Jason Ray. So now Mickey Howe coming up to lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mickey has walked, scored a run, and grounded out to second base. And he'll face Hungerford for the first time. And there's a fastball up and out. 1-0. Foul ball right side as that one floats all the way out towards the concourse area. Bounces in between the sections of stands on the third base side. Hungerford comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Mickey Howe. There's a ground ball to the first baseman. He gets it. Nice scoop. He tosses to the pitcher. Will he beat him to the bag? Yes. Scoring that one a 3-1 to erase Mickey Howe. As the West Hartford fans like that one. And Ben Rapp comes up to the plate now, the catcher. Or is this going to be Jake Main, rather? All right, so Jake Main's going to come up for the first time. Hungerford then looks in. Main, a right-handed batter. And the pitch is popped up and it's playable by the catcher. And Langen comes back and makes the catch. You see how the dust come out of his glove as he's had to block a lot of balls here today that were thrown in the dirt. So 2 outs, and that brings up Jason Ray. And the first pitch to Ray is in there for strike 1. Well, the view you're seeing on your monitor is really from a GoPro camera that I've set up here in front of me to my left. And there's a high fly to center field. And circling it is Max Main, and he makes the catch in right center. And South Windsor goes down 1-2-3 in the sixth. We'll be right back. The top of the seventh inning. West Hartford a commanding 12-4 lead.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com.
Well, sorry about the multiple commercials in a row. I was trying to get the changes that were made by South Windsor. They did make a change. Nick Kinsella is out there now playing right field for South Windsor. Mickey Howe still on the mound. And he came on in relief of Joe Sepitelli, who came on in relief of Jason Ray, who came on in relief of the starter, Robert Williams. Well, Joe Sepitelli, flipped the scorebook, Steve. Patrick Barron comes up now here in the top of the seventh with his team leading 12-4. First pitch from Howe. Almost hits him, and it ricochets to the backstop.
Here we go, Patrick.
And he just hits one out into center field, and that's going to be a leadoff single here for Patrick Barron. 13th hit of the day for West Hartford. And we're going to the top of the order as Danny Roth comes up now. The Zone 7 Player of the Year in 2016. And he was also a 2016 All-State player. He attends Roger Williams, as we said before, so he does play baseball there. He's a freshman starter for Roger Williams. And he's the shortstop here for this West Hartford team. Here's the pitch, and it's flied into right field. And the substitute, Nick Kinsella, gets his first catch of the game. And that's a fly out of the right. So with one out, up comes Drew Hungerford, the West Hartford pitcher. And the first pitch is ball one. And there's ball two down low. Mickey Howe so far has thrown 64 pitches, 37 strikes, 27 balls. And there's another one up high, so it's 3-0. On deck is Joe Celio. And here's the pitch to Hungerford. There's a ground ball between third and short, and that's going to be a base hit. It's going to make its way out into left field. He hit it hard enough to drive it out there. It's the 14th hit of the day for West Hartford. Runners are now at first and second with one out, and up comes Joe Celio, as it said. Celio on the day is doubled, walked and scored a run. Got on an error, so for today he's 1 for 3. as he faces Mickey Howe. The slide step, and there's a foul ball. Tipped as Celio is way out in front of that one. Joe Celio does have 2 RBIs today. And he pops this one up to left field, and chasing it's the left fielder, and it's going to drop in. And they throw to third. Did they get him? No. So that's a base hit to left field. And now the bases are loaded again. 15th hit of the day for West Hartford. Here in the top of the 7th, they're trying to add to their 12-4 lead. So Luke Fox steps up now. He scored a run today. He's got an RBI, walked once, struck out once. And here's Mickey Howe's pitch. There's a line drive base hit to left field. It scores 1, and they're going to hold the runner at third. So it's 13-4 as Barron scores. Hungerford goes to third. Celio goes to second. Fox now goes to first with his first hit of the day and his second RBI. That's 16 hits for West Hartford here today. Dan Fitzsimmons steps into the batter's box now. Still 1 out. Bases loaded. Mickey Howe throws the pitch, and there looks like it's going to be a bloop single to center. Diving and can't get it. This is going to be another run. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. So Hungerford scores. Celio scores. And Fox gets the second. Fitzsimmons gets a base hit. 4th base hit in a row. 17th for West Hartford. And out comes the pitching coach for South Windsor, as the score is now 15-4. As he talks to the pitcher on the mound, as Mickey Howe now up to 70 total pitches. As Max Maines comes to the plate now with 1 out and runners at first and second. And they're going to leave him in. Max Maines steps up to the plate now. Max is 0 for 4, although he has scored a run and stolen a base. He's hit into a fielder's choice, got on an air, fly to center, fly, and grounded to third. Howe's first pitch to Max Maine. And that's going to be a base hit into right center. That one's going out to the Kinsella. And are they going to send the runner? Yes, they do. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. They got a runner held up at middle. They did have him. Then they didn't have him. Then they got him on the back. They do. They got the runner from second. So you got a base hit that scored Fox. Fitzsimmons was thrown out between second and third. And Langen gets that RBI. Max Maine, got that RBI single. That's the 18th hit, 16th run, 16-4. And let's see if this is Sean Langen. Probably not. Number 20. Is that a 20? Yeah, Timmy Cotter. Is that Tom or Tim? Tim. So Tim Cotter comes in for Langdon to pinch hit. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. There's actually 21 on his back, right? Well, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, there's a strike. There's 20 on his back. Sorry about that. That's Timmy Cotter. Runner on first with 2 outs. 16-4, and there's a curveball that hits off Cotter's foot for a foul ball, so it's 0-2. So the situation is all set tomorrow night as Cheshire will play Trumbull at 6:30. Stanford will await. As the count is 2-2 now to Cotter. There's a high fly foul, left field. Carrying, and it's whacks into the aluminum stands down the left field line. So it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Mickey House still on the mound for South Windsor, trying to give him innings. And there's strike 3 called, and that was a hard fastball. Cotter strikes out, and that'll do it finally, as Cotter was the 8th batter, came to the plate. But 4 big runs for West Hartford here in the 7th. 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. No errors, and they leave 1 runner on base. That's the 6th they've left on base. So at the end of 6.5 innings, the score is West Hartford 16 and South Windsor 4. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Last call for South Windsor. They're going to need 12 runs to tie this game.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation.